So residential brokers, okay, you guys are about to miss the biggest opportunity of the decade in Alberta. If you've been paying attention to the news, stick on all the way to the very end. We've got some exciting information to show you how you're going to benefit from this. My name is Desmond Soon, and I'm joined here today with Sua Truong. He is the founder of CFM, Commercial Financing Mastery. He has well over 30 years, 3 decades of experience. He has helped more than 300 plus mortgage brokers, financial professionals, CPAs to master commercial financing, to understand and navigate the world of commercial financing, to be introduced to lenders, to get access to funding, and to master the high income skill of commercial financing. Today, I have him here in part of our podcast, our YouTube video series here, where we bring him out, we ask questions, and there's all this buzz and news going on right now, Sua, about this
Yeah.
big data center, right? Mark Zuckerberg and Meta, and it's not just talk anymore. It is actually hit the ground. It's actually happening. 13
It
billion.
broke ground.
Yep,
Yep.
they broke ground. So this is not an MOU. This is not some proposal that's going to take another decade before something gets done, right? Another MOU or another MOU. It's actually happening. So pay attention, guys,
Yep.
because the 13 billion, it's actually not really the big number here that you need to be paying attention to. It is the smaller number, and it's the one that tells you where the real money gets made. So when you hear about all this news here, talk to me. What goes through your mind, about this? Like, first of all, what pops up in your head about this whole data center happening so, out of the blue? Why was it not brought to anyone's attention? And how can, just the average, mortgage broker, business owner, investor benefit from this? A tradesperson, how can they benefit from this?
Well, I'll tackle each one of them separately, but on the surface, like just the hire alone, there'll be over 3,000 construction workers, they said, and there'll be over 300 jobs. That's going to be fulfilled permanently. The local economy, they say there's going to be estimated about $60 million going to flow into the local economy for the infrastructure improvements, just the road and water alone.
Yep.
We're not talking about the ancillary, tertiary services and business that supports all of this, right?
Yep.
Just build out. And that's where I think that people are not paying attention to.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we believe the numbers can be greater than that, but they said it's going to be like $250 million going to go annually into Alberta,
Yep.
right? Just on the taxes, levies, and fees and all that stuff. But on the other side is this, the business owner, the service provider, the
Yep.
supplier, supply chain, the transportation. We're talking about like a ton of a billion is a lot of money. 13 billion is like massive amount of money, 10
It
times
is.
that,
Yep.
right? Um, it's such an astronomical number considering Alberta is not that huge, as far as people living there yet. I think the flow is going to be from Ontario and
Yep.
BC.
Okay,
So
so
it's going to attract a lot of business.
so so on that note, right? Like, is this just like a one-off thing that finally Canada? It always seems to be like bad news for Canada, and
Yeah, we
like
needed
finally we
this.
get some good news. So like, is this a one-off or is this a start of something probably bigger, a lot bigger? Like happening
Well,
all over.
this is 13 billion. I believe, Alberta government their strategy is to acquire more investment up to $100 billion just in data center investment,
Mm.
right? So
Yep.
they have right now, apparently they have over 21 different requests for proposals to
Yep.
build data centers because they need power,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Power is a big thing.
They
So
need power, and of course, I mean, Alberta, northern Alberta, and like most of the prairies are colder, so it helps
it
the data
is,
center,
it
right,
is,
for
it is, it
cooling.
is. And that's the coolest thing.
Yep.
I know that's
Yeah,
using
no pun
cool.
intended, right? The
No
coolest
pun
thing.
intended.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Okay,
and,
so
and and it's required more electricity, but you know what?
yeah.
They have they have the natural resource we need to power
Yep.
oil, natural gas,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And it's localized so that they don't need to bring that far outside of the province where it's affecting the federal level rules and regulations, right? So
Yep. Yeah, they got the
I
gas.
think that's a good thing.
They got everything that they need. So maybe walk me through or walk the viewer through, right, guys? By the way, if you're watching this channel for the first time, one of the roles that I play here, and by the way, you can see I've actually changed up for more summery clothing here because I'm going to be traveling to Vietnam very soon to go visit Sua and be on the other side of the camera with him side by side. And so if you're joining us for the first time, my role here is to kind of answer your questions in advance, right? So it really helps if you guys post your questions in the comments below. And then I read those questions. And then what I do is in the following videos, the follow-up videos, what I do is I answer your questions, right? So go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you comment below. So let's go back to the questions here. So walk me through, or walk the viewers through, like when $13 billion lands, where does all that money actually flow, on the ground? Like break it down. Like who benefits from all of that?
Well, I mean, the biggest benefit would be the taxpayer, right? Because the royalties and income and all that's going to be provide what? Infrastructure, hospitality. I mean, hospital. Sorry, not hospital. Hospital users, government services. So they're not going to be concerned about the government increasing the provincial tax because they don't need that. It's just coming from these businesses. So in the long run, it's going to be great for Albertans because they will never foresee their provincial taxes to increase exponential like the rest of the other provinces, right?
Yeah.
And of course, when you're making more money, you spend more money. You spend more money, that everybody benefits, right? So let's take a step back. Like you're asking, okay, the biggest chunk of money is not going to go to the ground level of people. I get that. It's going to go to the big players, right? It's going to go to the big giant construction company that does all this. Yeah, but they employ the locals.
Correct.
It's not all robotics, right? So it's not just 3,000 people. It's going to be like 30,000 people.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly.
To build out, to supply, to
and all the subcontractors and exactly.
Yeah. So I see everybody's going to benefit.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, those are the local people who are going to benefit. And also the other provinces that are not doing well. If you're unemployed, if you're unemployed in Saskatchewan, Manitoba, or Newfoundland, and you're gonna move, like you're gonna relocate. There's money's here, right? And the standard of living is much better in Alberta than most of the other provinces.
Yeah, it's almost like when back in what was it like in the 90s when like the oil sands and stuff like that, right? It was booming.
Yes, exactly.
Alberta, right? Yeah, people exodus from BC was moving to Alberta and stuff like that. So,
and this is a great sign of confidence for long-term strategic thinker, for a business owner, which I'll get to in a bit here.
Yeah.
Because in the past, it used to be a one pony town, oil and gas.
Yep.
Facebook isn't oil and gas.
No.
Alberta is not well known for technology.
Yep.
Right. So this is like ground up. If you want to hire people, to get in, hire them now. Right? Because right now is nobody's hiring. Everybody is just frozen. Everybody just say, oh, the economy is bad. Hello. You don't hire them when things are going great because then the demand of the worker is very high.
Yep.
And now you got to bid up your salary, which is like, as any business owner, the biggest cost is the HR.
Well, actually, even in the 90s, referring back to the 90s, what happened when people were moving to the oil, I remember because I graduated in 1995, and there were a lot of my geeky friends that were actually, they were into IT and like making all the game software. And Vancouver was the real estate was already starting to pick up and become extremely expensive. So even the gaming companies moved out to Alberta at that time, because everything was booming out there. So I can see something like that happening potentially with this. The higher level thinkers, the employees that
long term.
Yeah. And so speaking, I guess, to the business owners, so if I'm a trades business owner, okay, and there's a lot of trades in Alberta, we really appreciate they're like the backbone, they're the really rough and tough that get things built. In Canada,
80-90% of all the new hires, employees are hired by small business owners.
That's right. Yeah.
Right.
So, what if I'm a business owner, what should I be doing, or that I'm not probably doing today, right? What should I be doing in preparation of this so that I can profit or benefit from this?
I think it's a great time. And when I was going through many years ago too, there is a cooperative, they call it, right? Whereas you learn, and then as you work, you volunteer work and you learn. I think this is a great time for all the business owners to get out there and communicate with all the trade school, colleges, universities. Say, look, we wanna take any of those co-op students you have because it buys loyalty, right? And they may take a year, 2 years to 3 years to finish their entire mentorship or training that they need to become apprenticeship to get the ticket, right? Because it's not overnight. It takes like 2 years to get some of these tickets, like HVAC and mechanical tickets.
Correct. Yeah.
So by that time, that's when the peak will hit.
Yep.
Bring them on as full-time employee. So right now is a great time to use government grants, to use small business loans, expand the workforce, expand the facility, buy these places now closer to that location.
Yeah.
Maybe not within, not within the central, like zero, that's a zero location, but
Yeah. Ground
30
zero,
minutes
right?
out,
Yeah.
yeah, 30, 45 minutes out, it's still cheap.
Yeah.
When
Exactly.
Facebook's got a signage operated, it's too late,
Yeah. And
right?
I know a lot of business owners might be thinking, like, so it's a chicken or the egg, right? Like, hiring
Yeah.
and training costs real money right now, and there's
Yep.
no real contracts yet, right? So if
Yep.
there's no contract signed, isn't that a bit risky?
So the risk is two things. Risk is getting these employees at a lower cost now than
Yeah.
competing later for double the cost. You remember the oil sands? Like you will go
Mhm.
back to oil sands. I remember this too. I had
Yeah.
some colleagues who left
Yeah.
the banking.
Yeah.
I'm going, you're gonna go and work on the oil rig, like oil rig kind of thing, like like the rig junkie, the oil.
Yeah.
Those guys, he says, Sua, they're paying $60, $80 an hour. I'm going,
Yeah.
what? And 3 days on, 3 days off kind of things. Like they go in and work 3 days straight, like
Yeah.
of course, like 12-hour, 14-hour shift. Crazy, right?
Yep. They
But
did, but they were bringing in bank. Like I remember back then, like
two
a friend.
years, yeah.
Yep.
I had some of them come back to me and 2 years working there at Esso Chevron Shell.
Yep.
It's like you made 180 grand in a year? What the
Yep.
hell?
250,000. They had the
Yeah.
4,000 square
Bonuses.
foot house,
Yeah. So
boat.
they
They
buy
had a
houses, they
car.
buy all this stuff. Yeah. Down payment in 3 years. It's like
Yep.
most people work 10 years to get a down payment, right?
Yeah. Okay.
So to answer that question, it's like you're competing right now at a average low wage currently.
Yep.
When that thing hits, when there's no tradespeople left,
Yep.
and the new guys are just coming out of the work out of the college and stuff, you're
Yep.
hiring new guys at the full price,
Mm.
right? So I think it's for long-term thinking is like get them in now
Yep.
when times are tough. They see you as the guy who hired them when times are tough.
Yeah.
And sure, no, don't give them full-time work. Just say, hey, I give you contract, I give you a
Test them out.
contract work, and
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I mean, it's just like Josh, my CPA that I partner with as well too, right? It's like who is in Edmonton as well, and he'll like hire like 5 people, but we know that there'll be attrition, right? Like, and then you
yep,
might land with two or maybe even one good, solid,
exactly.
like
And yeah,
train.
and you find a really good worker, the really good
Correct.
loyal person,
That takes time, right? That
coachable.
takes time. You might as well do that now. That filtering process,
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
know,
You
and so
train
that
them for the hard. You train them for the hard stuff now that they just finished out of college and no job.
yeah,
They love it. They get on-job training, plus they get part-time salary.
yep.
That's better than zero. Right?
So speaking about money, because I mean we're in the world of commercial financing, right? So I
Yep.
know that even business owners, right, when it comes to hiring and it costs real money and doing those kind of things. So talk about like what sort of money is accessible for business owners, and where do mortgage brokers, the commercial, mortgage brokers that are learning about commercial financing, where do they come in, and CPAs, how are they beneficial right now for supporting this as well?
So there's a couple of different ways we can do this. Like for one, so let's go back to business owners because they are the one who need us.
Yep.
They need our money. They need to expand. Maybe even a business owner who's in BC or in Ontario, they're eyeing Calgary, they're eyeing Alberta, they're Edmonton into this project. They're going, we don't want to relocate it right now, but
Yeah.
maybe if I buy a struggling business that's in there right now,
Mm-hmm.
then I have a base. I can just ship my people there,
Yep.
transfer them, right?
Yep.
When that's what a lot of business did in the oil sands, right?
Yep.
Time they transfer their employees from BC into Alberta to work.
They did. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same with the gaming industry. I remember that. Yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
So if we look at that and we provide the assistance for financing on the broker side, they can expand. They can buy the business and de-risk, meaning that, hey, that business is I'm just buying 50% partnership, or I'm just buying in with the contract and agreement that I can buy them out in 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Just buys time, right?
Yeah.
So those are good. And for CPAs, we need them to help, project what the incomes look like, to also show them the setup structure, set it up properly today, set up different subsidiaries, set up for taxation.
Yeah. Whole code.
When the time comes, when the time comes, you're not like, oh my God, I got to talk to the accountant. Oh my God, I got to talk to the broker. It's like, no, you be heading down working.
Correct.
The money is already there.
Yeah. The biggest
Right?
mistake is people come to commercial financing and they need the money right now when it's actually
they need like yesterday.
6 months, 1 year in advance that you needed to have started, mapping things out with the
Yeah,
CPA and
yeah,
getting it all
yeah.
done. Yeah.
You know,
Right.
we help them with that. It's not just like term loan and stuff. See, a lot of business owners don't realize they
Yeah.
can get unsecured lending from us, a line of
Correct.
credit for the business, like a line of credit for the house, but
Yep.
for the business. So
Correct.
you don't need to tap until you need to.
Correct.
You have 100,000, 200,000, even 50,000 line
It's
of credit for
there
the
ready to
business.
deploy.
It's
Correct. Yeah.
yeah, deploy it when you get the contract, deploy it, use it.
Yeah. In fact, the most famous phrase I always heard, I remember one of my mentors say was, "You don't look for an umbrella when it's pouring rain, and you don't dig a well when you're already thirsty." It goes the same for commercial financing. You don't go to look for commercial financing when you really need it at that time, right? You do it in
Yeah,
advance right now. So, yeah.
yeah, and you get stressed out, and you're wasting time doing something that's not making money when you should be out there and negotiating the contracts and all that.
What
Yeah.
what other, can they get like, can they get like BDC loans, or like basically
Of course, yeah,
small business loans?
they'll have working capital. We have loans for working capital.
Yeah.
What's working capital? Working capital is like hiring people, buying inventories, buying
Yeah.
supplies, right?
Equipment. Yep.
Equipments and all that. We do equipment financing, so totally it's available. I've done it for plumbers, HVAC,
Mhm.
like the trucks, the Mercedes, the nice old top end trucks. Like
Yeah.
wow, it's like, but it's
Like the
like cube
Sprinter
van.
van, but yeah,
Yeah,
Mercedes.
exactly. Sprinter van, yeah, Mercedes Sprinter van, the cube vans.
Yep.
We've done semi-trailer, like transport truck. That's
Mhm.
that's bread and butter a lot for a lot of my graduates. They do transport trucks all day long,
Yep.
right? 150, $250,000 trucks. They're not cheap, right?
Yep.
They call them some of them are cold air, refrigeration.
Refrigerated. Yep.
Yeah,
Refrigerated ones.
yeah.
Yep.
Some of them are flat decks carrying
Yep.
the bulldozer and the tractor, right?
Yep.
So a lot of different types. Oh man, there's like this industry is a gold mine. And
So,
I go back to I'm so excited because I love helping small business owner.
mhm.
And here's the biggest opportunity. It's a sad fact, but the biggest opportunity.
Yeah.
We know business owners employ 80, 90% of all the workforce in the recent years
Yeah.
because the corporations all evaporated out of Canada, right?
Yep.
But here's a sad fact. I deploy capital, commercial money, and of all the commercial money that was deployed in 2024, 2025, less than, well, I'll give you the exact number, 11.6%.
Yeah.
11.6% of all the commercial capital was given to small business employer.
Yeah. It's like
Why?
it's so unbalanced, right?
It's so unbalanced.
Yeah.
The corporations aren't hiring, but the money is going to them.
Yeah.
Why? Because they refinance, they invest into big infrastructure, but it's like dead money. They should go to small business owners. But you know why they don't? I'll ask you, Desmond. I'll throw it back to you. You know why the small business owners are not getting this capital?
Well, I have a I have an answer that's very political, but that's a whole separate conversation for another day, guys. I'm just being
Yeah,
facetious here. I think they just don't know. I don't think they know
big
that
time.
access to that capital.
It's,
That's
it's not that they don't know. Here's the thing.
yeah.
Imagine you're an HVAC guy or plumber.
Mhm.
How many hours do you work in a day?
Yeah, they're just so busy on
Not
the
enough.
tools. Yeah, they're on the
Yeah.
tools, and they don't know where to go,
They
get their
don't know what lunchtime is. They're like,
yeah.
oh shit, it's 6 p.m. I haven't had breakfast yet. It's like,
Yeah. 6 days a week, 60 hours a
yes.
yep, yep,
Yeah. They
yep,
got no time to talk to a banker. So
yep,
that's why we need brokers like us who work outside of those regular time hour,
yep,
right? Time zone and speak with these clients that need us. And
yep.
we deploy the capital for them. We get it for them during the working hours.
So you
Right?
mentioned something very critical here, and if you stuck on all the way to this point of the video, then this is a really important point, especially if you're a mortgage broker, okay? Because mortgage brokers don't only need to focus on residential. Pay attention here. Okay, so tell the viewers, okay, especially the mortgage brokers that have only handled residential mortgage brokering, when an opportunity like this happens, okay, and again, we get excited and stuff like that, but this is the next 3, 4, 5 years here. What can a mortgage broker do, right? They're watching this like that. Why should they care about this commercial financing, specifically about this project as well, too?
Well, I'll give you an example. I'll give you one trades example. An HVAC guy came to me and said, so we're sick and tired of paying rent and leases out of these warehouses, and they keep jacking up every year, like 10, 15%, not like a residential lease, right? A rent for the house. So they constantly increasing, and it cuts into their profit, right?
Yeah.
So the guy said, I got this place I can buy in the middle of nowhere. And it's true, like Alberta's in the middle of nowhere. There's a lot of in the middle of nowhere warehouses for cheap, right?
Yep.
So it's because we travel, we don't work in there. Don't work in the warehouse. We work at the client's, business, and we drive around in the
Yep.
keep van, right? So I originally helped them with the keep van, the Sprinter van, the Mercedes van, the leasing, right? So
Yep.
leasing, we're making a couple thousand off of that.
Yep.
So what? You know what? You make money. It doesn't matter what the loan size is, consulting fee, whatever flat fee you charge, right?
Yep.
We got them a place in Squamish. They
Mm.
work all over the Lower Mainland, all the way to Whistler, Pemberton, and all that, right?
Yep.
So their warehouse is there, the vans, all their supplies, all their big equipments, because some places need this equipment, some places need that equipment. They don't
Yep.
need to bring all of them together, right?
Nope.
So we got them that place. They finance it, they grow it. Now it's worth how much more money because the business is growing. We're leveraging their business, and now we're
Yep.
acquiring more real estate. Heck,
They're able to refinance it. Yep.
we acquire a condo for their business, for their guys to stay and sleep at in Whistler, outside of Whistler, because they got to work around Whistler and Pemberton and
Yeah.
all that area up north there. They don't have to drive all the way back to Squamish anymore, right?
Mm.
So it saves them time and money, and the investment grows, and now
Yep.
they can buy more real estate through their business.
Correct.
I mean, on a personal side, they don't pay themselves a lot, so they save on tax.
Yeah.
The corporations get better tax treatment, like the accountants always tell, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Pay attention here, guys. Sue was mentioning here, right? The business owner who is doing that, their corporate balance sheet, they're holding
They're
company,
leveraging that.
yeah,
Yeah.
that the assets there keep growing. It's not just business depending on the revenues, and it's not about that. It's not about retained earnings.
Oh,
Now
they're taking advantage of a whole bunch of tax benefit. You
correct.
guys know how much it costs? Like, for example, I'll give you an idea. Say that property in Whistler costs $500K. It costs close to that.
Hmm.
If you were to take money out of your corporate bank account, say 250,000, that's what they took. They
Yep.
put huge chunk down because they don't want to carry debt and stuff, right?
Yep.
Because it's not income producing and not an Airbnb place. It's just a
Yep.
expense for their business, right?
Yep.
But for them to buy it in their own personal name, to buy it for 250K down, do you know how much you need to pay yourself personally for that 250K?
Correct. You have to
Half a
double
million,
$500,000 because it
right?
becomes income, personal income that they need.
Exactly.
Yep.
So we told them, look, if you just transfer that money and loan it to the subsidiary company to buy that asset, take the 250K, that's all. And you don't have to pay tax on that amount.
Yeah.
That's mind-blowing, right? So,
Yeah.
so helping business owners grow their business and grow into generational wealth by leveraging their business. So let's move to this property in Alberta,
Yeah.
this Facebook place. He's going to buy another local place close by there and transport his business there.
Yeah. I'd be looking at multifamily, I'd be looking for housing for staff,
Warehouses,
warehousing,
hybrid, mixed-use warehouses.
Yep.
Right?
All kinds of
There
things.
is so many cool things in the commercial space. One of the ones of my favorite is a mixed-use housing, meaning
Yep.
industrial area with housing upstairs,
Yep.
or retail and commercial below.
Yep.
Right? Office below, and upstairs is residential.
Yep. Yeah, that's one of the easiest to get funded by commercial, right? If the numbers make sense. By the way, guys,
Yep.
if you are getting value from this, right? So I've had Sua on here. I want to, here's an invitation for you guys. Okay, Sua puts on a workshop where he introduces you to commercial financing. It doesn't matter your background, if you are a financial planner, you've been a CPA, but primarily for mortgage brokers, loan officers, and you want to get an introduction into commercial financing. Look, these are like 90 minutes to maybe about 2 hours. We do these workshops. They're Q&A. Bring live files that you might be actively working on, or maybe you are just coming to learn. These things are complimentary. We even give you some tools in the description below. It's called the COI playbook. And then with that, you'll be getting something called the deal screener. It's a tool that we use to analyze if a commercial file
makes sense or not.
Makes sense or not, and saves you time, right? So you get those absolutely complimentary. It's a gift from Sua. But the most important thing is for you to register and just come to those workshops. We put them on. We try to put them on. He's a pretty busy schedule, but I try to pin him down at least about maybe once a week or once every other week. Check the latest schedule. Get to the next workshop. They're absolutely free. Come and learn, right? Eyes wide open, and ask questions about commercial financing. Because right now we're just recording this video. I can't answer your questions live in real time. Sua can't answer your questions live, but in the workshop we can. So make sure you guys go and register there, right? And so, what would you say as sort of closing statements here for anyone here that's sort of understanding the biggest opportunity? They walk away, they've watched this whole video here. What can they learn about this, and what should they start looking for in the next 24, 48, 72 hours over the weekend?
Well, here's the thing. Most of us already working with these business owners. We just never ask them about their business. We never cared to ask about their business because there was no solution. Like, why you ask a stupid question you can't get the answer to, right?
Right.
So now you have to answer if you know how to do commercial financing. Think of how much money you make. You help with that one client. I help them with the truck. I help them with the real estate. I help them with the investment property for the accommodation for their workers in Whistler.
Yeah.
That's 3 loans on one client.
Yeah.
How many can you do on a residential?
That's the capital stack. The capital
and I can
stack.
leverage that. I can leverage that business over and over the years as the business grows.
Yeah.
This is called farming, right? And most mortgage brokers, we always chase after new clients, chase after the next client, chase after the next clients, because it's going to be like 3 to 5 years before you refinance. For me, it's almost every year I get something new to help the client with.
Correct.
Expand the business, unsecured loan, working capital, equipment leasing. There's so much acquiring other businesses, right?
That's why it's almost better working with business owners, right? All the time.
Why not?
Yeah.
They think the same way you do. You are a broker. You're an entrepreneur. So are they.
Yeah. And you don't have to give up residential because you work with the business owner. They're going to need their own houses too.
Yeah, they're going to need to finance a house eventually. It's a default. You get the residential business.
Correct.
This is a great, I call it foot in the door. You helping them with the business by default. Hey, you got a residential. I can help you with that too.
Correct.
Right. It's an easy segue.
Yeah. Versus every other mortgage broker is waiting for referrals and they're trying to compete with the lowest rates.
Lowest rates and all that. Entrepreneurs, we care about our time is more valuable. Yeah. So if you help entrepreneurs, they care more about you. They see your value. Whereas residential, you're just a commodity.
Yeah. All right, guys. Grab the links below. Go click it. Come see us in the workshop. And after that, we'll see you in the next video. Give us a thumbs up and leave us a comment. Okay. Take care. Bye-bye.